Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the actor and musician, NYSSA Grant. Hello, NYSSA. How are you?
Hey, John. Good, good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Great to see you. Thanks for being with me. Hey,
Oh, my
NYSSA,
pleasure.
I want to
Yeah,
share some of your work with our audience if we can. I was hoping that
yeah,
we could go to your YouTube channel and check out some content from your Heartstrings project. Sound good?
yeah. Sounds great.
All right, terrific, everyone. Let's tune in now to NYSSA Grant from her Heartstrings project.
The truth is lying in my mouth. The truth is hiding in my soul. I don't know where I'm going now. The truth that resonates within me now. I never wanna go out and tell my secrets to you. Whose truth do you need? I never agree. I got my whole life ahead of me. This truth stuck in my mouth. It never will come out until I step into the role I wanna be. The role I wanna be. Listen, oh, listen.
Three, two, one, and breathe out for three, two, one. Follow us, and we're gonna all jam together. Can we do that? I know we can.
Road trip.
Welcome, all you Heartstrings kids.
Wow, Nissa, cool. Thanks for sharing your work with us. I really appreciate you. Can you tell me
Thanks.
now, where are you from and how'd you get involved in becoming an actor and a musician?
Absolutely. Yeah. I grew up in the Midwest in Iowa,
Huh?
and then I went to school in St. Louis at the Webster Conservatory of Theater Arts for musical theater. But I always grew up, my mom's a violin teacher, so I grew up following her footsteps, playing violin, and it's kind of crazy how the things you think you'll put away because I was like, I'm going into theater now, but there's such a demand for theater shows that also employ musicians as the actors. I've been so lucky to be able to do shows that where I'm on stage performing and singing, but also playing violin at the same time. And um, I moved to New York City about 9 years ago now,
Huh?
and have been enjoying performing and dipping my toes in all sorts of genres of music and opportunities out here. So,
That
yeah.
is, that is great journey, Nissa. I really
Mhm,
appreciate learning about it and the opportunities that you've been able to discover there in New York City and to
mhm.
expand your arts and both performing and theater and then also with your violin, and which is such kind of a magical and classical instrument. And that relationship you must have with that instrument is something that's almost like it has a soul. Uh,
I
and it
think so, sure.
yeah, and truly it does, you know what I mean? That wood is the sacred wood, and like, the sound that emanates from a violin is so spiritual in a way.
Mhm.
And it also brings back all these memories for me personally, to tell you the truth, because my granddad was from Ireland and played the violin, and it was really a lovely thing as a kid to be able to witness and to hear. And then just classically listening to classical music and some of the iconic violining that might take place in film. I mean, if you can imagine, even like the old Frankenstein movies, that's what would soothe the beast was the violin,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, yeah. The
So and then
history.
all these kind of, ideas flood through my heart and mind when I think about you performing, your violin too. So let me ask this question. What are you working on, NYSSA, now? What's coming up for you?
There's a lot of cool things. It feels so good just to have kind of the city opening up again and more venues and more people to collaborate with. But the band that you saw earlier, the Heartstrings Project, we're getting really excited for summer to come, because that means a lot of outdoor fairs and festivals that we'll be performing at in the kind of Hudson Valley, New York City area. Looking forward to that. And I also have a production company with friends to continue creating opportunities in more of an acting and producing sort of way, to be making short films and music videos for our artistic community. So there's some things on the docket there as well.
That's great. And that collaborating with your friendships that are all also artists, you know what I mean, to create new content.
Yes.
We're going to look forward to following your progress. Now, listen, NYSSA, were there other actors or musicians that you kind of, were inspired by to also want to become an artist yourself?
Absolutely. Yes. I think in the music world specifically, there's an amazing all-female bluegrass band called Della Mae that
Right.
I've been following for a number of years, and they're a huge inspiration. And whenever I do anything in like the folk bluegrass world, um, and then I've always resonated with bands like Mumford and Sons and the Lumineers, and just incorporating a lot of those traditional elements in their songwriting and still making them pop and enjoyable today. um, Also the band, the Civil Wars, or the guitarist John Paul White,
Right.
the this very tight harmonies that between the two vocalists is something my partner and I, John, really try to emulate when we perform together in our band Less Than Three.
Oh, wonderful. I love it. And I'm glad that you've got the bluegrass influence as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I love Celtic music and I love bluegrass music. One of my favorite bands is Yonder Mountain String Band, if you've ever heard of them. Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then also, from the female perspective, Rising Appalachia are also some dynamite, artists for you to check out. I
absolutely.
love
Yeah.
learning from you also, your influences and inspirations there too. So how about social media, NYSSA? Do you use it pretty actively to promote yourself?
Absolutely. It's such a tool that we're lucky to have, to stay connected in the community, and especially if I go to a venue or a gig and I see artists that I like and I want to follow their bands and their solo careers, just to be able to look them up and see like, oh, I can see exactly when they're playing next. And I do the same thing. I'm so grateful to have, after a show, it'd be like, okay, where can we see you again? And be like, just check out my links on Instagram, social, like Facebook, all the time posting things. And then also to get recommendations for jobs, to have a place just to put um videos and content like FENIX360 too, that people can go and see like, oh, this is she'd be a great fit.
Right.
And kind of so many times I've seen like people have said like, oh, I've seen your videos on Instagram, we'd love to collaborate on this project. It's the perfect connection for artists, and connecting artists with fans as well.
Listen, I appreciate that you understand that as well. And Phoenix is a great environment where, in essence, artists can collaborate with one another, discover one another, as well as fans discovering all this great art that's collected in one place, as well as to have a number of different social media channels for which to cross-pollinate each other, because certain audiences gravitate to one platform perhaps more than another. It's great to have
Absolutely.
presence in all of them, and then also to keep them fresh by offering new content. And that way, it makes it very engaging for us, the viewer and the fan, to follow and to keep checking in to see what's coming up for you or what's new or what you're involved in now.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we're really happy that you're part of the FENIX360 app platform, NYSSA, and I'm really happy to have met with you today. I want everyone to tune into the social media links you find below the interview today for NYSSA Grant and look for Rising on FENIX360. And
Yeah,
thanks so much,
so-
NYSSA.
Thank you, John. Really appreciate it.
Great to see you. You take good care.
You too.
Touch me with your fingers, touch me with your toes. Make love with the windows open, so everybody knows. Find it on the best time, than any of our clothes. I'm drinking in your skin, dear, like nobody else knows. Ooh. Come back to Betty. I owe you the most of any of my vices. You exercise my ghost. Let go of my body, let go of my soul. Nothing in your arms, dear. That's what I love the most. Touch me with your fingers, touch me with your toes. Love will open, so everybody knows. Oh, finding out the best time, any other